All right, everybody, welcome into the Twin Flame reading today, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. I'm going to get going with the reading in a minute, but I want to set the stage for you astrologically. I did a live this morning on the channel if you want to go take a look at that. And I was really talking about the super moon, full moon in Aries. It's happening October 17th. And a lot of astrological things that are happening right now are really showing me that the reason for the masculine, if you look back a couple of weeks, the last couple of weeks, the readings have been like the masculine is really wobbly and really kind of, I don't know, freaking out is maybe too strong, but like floundering, okay, floundering around. And the feminine is really, it's her job to step into her power more and create this unity consciousness for next year. I feel like there is going to be some kind of profound shift going on for a lot of unions happening next March. Okay. So if you're having this experience of the masculine completely flaking out on you or going no contact, or you going no contact because this is not what you expected out of this connection, it's a third party or whatever, and you've cut it off, good for you. So let me just go through some of the astrology here. And I want to say to you, the full moon, super moon in Aries is accompanied by a cardinal grand square. And what that means is we have planets in all the cardinal signs that are squaring each other. So Capricorn, 29 degrees Capricorn, we got Pluto there. We've got Mars in Cancer. It's a pretty loose conjunction, or a pretty loose opposition. 22 degrees. All right, 29 degrees. That's kind of 7 degrees. That's kind of loose right now. Then we have the full moon in Aries. So that means the moon and the sun are in opposition to each other, Aries and Libra. And the moon in Aries, the sun in Libra right now, all kind of at like 24 degrees. So that's forming a grand square. And that means it's activating energy, right? It's very powerful, a very powerful time. Aries and Libra, we have the North Node in Aries, the South Node in Libra right now. That's more activating energy around spiritual progress and around relational progress. Aries and Libra is the relationship axis. It's sort of the Aries is like, what do I want? How can I be a leader in this connection? So that, or in my life, forget about the connection, in my life, so that when relationship does show up, I'm better equipped to be a divine partner with this person. That's happening with both masculine and feminine. Now, I want to draw your attention to why this is such a big deal right now on the planet, why everybody on YouTube is talking about this massive shift that's going on. This is really the time we're shifting from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. These are in the Hindu tradition. These are called yugas, and this is a 24,000 year cycle. So you can understand why it might be hard to exactly pinpoint the day when this shifts. But as we get closer to the closing up of all these cycles, the Pluto in Capricorn, 29 degrees, closing up, that's the anaretic degree, the shamanic degree of leading us in the new direction. We've got Neptune in late degrees. We've got Uranus going into Uranus is in Taurus right now, going into Gemini. Neptune in Pisces, going into Aries. That's happening next year and into 2026. So these are giant cycles, right? Pluto takes 247 years to get around the zodiac. Uranus and Neptune, shorter periods of time, but still like 84 years, 127 years. So all of those planets shifting signs in 1 year shows us a massive change and a massive shift. The divine feminine is being tasked with leading the change from the time of Pisces, the age of Pisces, the last 24 years, the age of forgetting, the age of very low consciousness, into the age of Aquarius, where it's about the collective and it's about compassion. It's about this kind of union consciousness. The divine feminine is the leader. All right, is the leader. So we have this grand cardinal square, and by the time we get it later into October, it gets tighter. The orbs get tighter. We have Sun squaring Mars right now. This is happening for a few days, the rest of this week as I'm doing this reading. And that is about my determination versus leadership. Something that I want squaring something that maybe you want. There could be a lot of conflicts right now around that. But feminine is basically aligning with the kind of consciousness that says what's good for me is good for all, or what's good for you is good for me. There's going to be a shift in that way. So be careful not to get caught up right now in any kind of fear, in any kind of low vibe, because what we're seeing right now on the planet, this polarity of, masculine and feminine, any kind of polarity that is going on right now, that is in shadow, that is in low vibe. That's no bueno. Divine feminine, you're being asked to get into a level of consciousness that is about compassion. All right. So let's do the reading. I just wanted to share with you some of those things. There's a lot more to come. We'll be talking more about this as we go through. Right. Sorry about any noise. There's a lot of construction going on around me right now, and lawn mowing and all kinds of blowers and blah, blah, blah. All right. So for the collective, let's take a look at what's happening right now. We are in October as I'm doing this reading. Whenever you're seeing this reading, I'm doing this reading in the middle of October. We have a supermoon in Aries. Let's see what messages want to come through for the collective. Oh boy. Power. That's Pluto right there, right there. Magic. Soulmate. Oh, that's beautiful energy. Yeah. Courage. Okay. So it is going to take courage from the divine feminine to see the connection and any unhealthy, low vibe parts of it. If you have said no to a third party this year, if you have said and struggled with this, because this is your twin flame, right? Struggled with the idea of saying no or letting go of it, and have had to make peace with that and just been like, you know what, if this never shows up again, but this is no bueno. What's happening right now is unacceptable, and I'm moving beyond it. That took a lot of courage. Congratulations. It took a lot of courage. And there is, I'm going to clarify that power card, the 29th degree of Capricorn, which is where Pluto is right now. Any kind of systems or ways of doing things that were kind of old-fashioned, or not old-fashioned. I don't want to say that, because I feel like out of balance, unhealthy is a better way of terming it. Anything that's been out of balance or unhealthy. Anybody who's been asserting power in these, or domination in relationship, that has to go. And it's kind of a counterintuitive thing to go toward, we have the North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, right? So it's kind of counterintuitive to go toward Aries to make my relationship better, to go toward what I need, what's important to me, when in fact, maybe all your life you've been told that that's super selfish. No, this is about authenticity. This is about sovereignty. And a relationship cannot be balanced if you are people pleasing, or if you're trying to make it work, or just accepting breadcrumbs, or accepting, not real. Okay. So underneath is the 7 of Cups. That's the confusion that's been happening. Like, okay, but to be with my twin flame, that means I have to be in a third party. I feel like that's like an either or kind of situation that isn't true, that you might have been telling yourself. The Six of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Virgo energy of the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Okay, so we're going from a place of confusion to a place of help. I feel like a lot of people who are not in the twin flame journey are going to be very confused at this shift from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, the big shift on the planet, the Pluto 29 degrees, power kind of trying to oppress people and things like that. I feel like the divine feminine especially is in the lead, okay, in terms of the divine feminine needs to embrace her Aries energy, her emperor energy, okay, to be a leader, right? And this is Virgo energy. The nodes are shifting into Pisces and Virgo, and that is a healing paradigm. That is the axis of spiritual healing. And so over the next 20 years, maybe longer, probably longer, we are going to be in an age of healing and transformation away from a separation, a polarity, away from us being pulled apart. Divine feminine is the leader. Okay, divine feminine is the leader. So, King of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Three of Swords. This is for the collective, remember. I'm going to pull cards for divine feminine and masculine. Queen of Wands, Three of Cups, Seven of Wands. Okay, masculine, feminine. I know this is for the collective, but I see it so clearly here. Three of Wands. So threes here, 10 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. Okay, so masculine, bit heartbroken here. All right. The masculine may be ending their connection with another person. I've been saying this for months, especially if this is a third party connection to their divine feminine. Feminine may have felt friend zoned here and have really pushed back on the third party connection, not doing that. That's not what this is about. And so there's an expectation here. I feel like there's tension here. This could be describing what's been going on for the past few months about this. Well, it's going to be this way, my way or the highway. It's going to have to be this. And it's like neither one of you has really embraced the it's going to have to be this, because both feminine and masculine have to make a big shift and really have to embrace some courage here. Both masculine and feminine. So the masculine has to embrace the feelings that they have for their divine partner. And what does that mean? What am I going to do about that? The feminine has to embrace that I choose not to align myself with a third party situation. That's not what I want, right? Divine feminine really going toward that Aries energy of, what is it that I'm looking to create? Well, that ain't it. Okay. And so now what, right? The feminine getting good at boundaries. Good. Now, the Three of Wands is about expectations and about the next thing that comes in. The paradigms that the feminine and the masculine have been thinking was, okay, this is not the best, but I can't figure out any other way for it to work. And it's not going to work like this. It's not at all. Finally have to give up on this idea, this old idea. The masculine has to fully commit to whatever that is. I feel like there are going to be some masculines that fully recommit themselves to a marriage they're in, or it's going to have to be a new level of authenticity though. Okay. It can't be half-assed. I feel like most masculines that I am plugging into though say this isn't working. Okay. So Capricorn, 29 degrees. This old paradigm of this marriage isn't working. So going to a spouse and saying, okay, it has to be like this in order for me to stay, in order for it to work. What's going on underneath here? Oh, it has to be this for me to stay. And it's like, I feel like the masculine ultimately sees that that's not possible with this particular soulmate that they're with. They're wanting something to be a certain way, but that's how it is with their divine feminine. And so they might go through this process of trying to recommit and then being like, okay, yeah, but that's not who I have in front of me, is not the soulmate, the twin flame that's going to be in this dynamically expansive kind of new yuga, right? The age of enlightenment moving forward. And that paradigm doesn't work anymore. Okay. So there's something about that. That's a long journey. And I feel like that's where we have been for maybe this whole year. Okay. With the masculine, that they're trying to create something with a person that it doesn't work with for what their mission and purpose is. Okay. The feminine has been struggling with being a third party to something, had been struggling with not being respected. Okay. The masculine may have done a lot of things that really were hurtful. And so the feminine just said, no, shut that off. And so that was, if you did that, if you're like, I have no choice, I cannot stay in this connection like this. Boom. If you did that, you were following your mission and purpose. This is not about saving the institution of marriage. This is not about that. Because I feel like what the masculine will ultimately do or say is, hey, the way this has been, the way we've been experiencing this is not about us elevating or aligning with the highest notion, no, not notion, the highest expression of love. I want to create something. I want to put my energy towards something that is that. I feel like this is all being like, you could see this in yourself as your own masculine energy saying, I am going to create something dynamically powerful for myself in relationship, regardless of whether it's my masculine or not. It's like the feminine has finally come to the place where I'm not trying to retrofit you into something. If you're saying no, okay. The feminine is, right? So it's like, it takes courage to say that. It takes courage to say, you know what? I want something dynamically powerful. I want something spiritually connected. And if it means it's not you, so be it. I'm letting go of this mindset that I have to kind of retrofit myself, make myself smaller even, in order to fit into your life. So there's a lot of work ahead here. This Knight of Pentacles is saying to me that there's a lot of healing and work ahead in order to create something new. What does that mean for the 3D expression of how we're living here? Might be different for each one of you. But for the feminine, I'm going right to this deck, so I'm going to use it. So for the feminine, Four of Pentacles. You're blocked, right? Blocking Hierophant, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords, 10 of Wands. What's underneath? 9 of Pentacles. So the feminine that I'm connecting to may have said, let the chips fall where they may. I'm going to not align myself with this half-assed version of love. I'm aligning myself with a higher vibration of love, which is truth, which is compassion, which is authenticity. Okay? And I'm putting down all of the things that I would do that would have made this work. All right? I don't think this works anymore. So a lot of you feminines may have said over the course of this year, raise your hand if you're one of us, if I'm alone for the rest of my life or I don't have my twin flame in my life, so be it. That's the kind of courage it takes to surrender attachment to an old paradigm that needs to go. Okay? The feminine, good for you. Good job. So, what's going on here with the masculine? Two of Pentacles, sitting on the fence. Magician, how can I make this work? How can I have both of these people in my life without making things messy, without, going through divorce, without blah, 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 blah. The Judgment card, Page of Cups, Eight of Cups, King of Swords, and what's underneath is the Page of Pentacles. So the masculine is seeing the path forward now. Masculine is starting to see this path forward, because in order for them to manifest anything, this collective of masculines is stuck. That's why no new careers being manifested. That's why no satisfactions being manifested, because it's going to take courage to walk on this new path. Judgment. This is Archangel Gabriel. Masculines are going to go through a major awakening. And then here we go. Page of Cups, Eight of Cups. This is the new path. Clear, authentic, real. The masculine is on path to learn a lot. So this is a bit massive awakening for the divine masculine. So I'm going to continue this reading. I'm going to look at next steps. I'm going to look at the next 30 days. I'm going to give you some more on the astrology here, because I think it's just freaking fascinating. And we'll see how this plays out. Okay? All right. Link is below. If you want to continue on with me, I will see you over there. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.